Hello and welcome to Simply Truthful, the podcast series where we bring you the thoughts of unbiased and honest notable events and everything current in the news circle. Please kindly click the subscribe button and the bell so you can be the first to know once we upload a new video. In today's episode, we'll be talking highlights of what President Buhari administration achieved in office in 7 years in the area of infrastructural development, Part 4. A press release by Femi Adesina, May 28, 2022. This episode has been splitted into parts to avoid the podcast it being too long. Please be encouraged to see other parts. You will be amazed to see that Nigeria is making progress. Now let's go to Digital Economy Initiative of the Buhari-led administration. 1. Extension of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, pioneer status to e-commerce and software development companies. 2. Stipulation of N145 per linear meter cap on highway right-of-way, ROW, for fiber optic cabling, to incentivize investment and rollout. 3. Launch of new national 5G policy in 2021, and successful licensing of 2 private companies to roll out 5G nationally. Nigeria's 5G rollout will commence in August 2022. 4. Establishment of new National Data Protection Bureau, which is expected to develop primary legislation for data protection and privacy. 5. Launch of new National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy, by President Buhari in 2019. 6. Drafting of the Nigeria Startup Bill, NSB, and submission of the draft bill to the National Assembly for consideration and passage into law. 7. Establishment, in 2021, of the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, CARE. 8. Ongoing implementation, starting 2021, of the National Information and Communication Technology Infrastructure Backbone Phase 2, NICTIB 2, project. The goal of NICTIB is to roll out a nationwide fiber infrastructure network. 9. Ongoing construction of a Tier 4 data center in Kano, to join existing infrastructure in Abuja, Tier 3 data center, and Enugu, a disaster recovery site. The Kano data center is expected to be completed in 2022. The president also made some notable achievements in the Nigerian oil and gas. You may not like the man, but the facts speak for themselves. 1. President Buhari's ascent to the Petroleum Industry Act on August 16, 2021 broke a 2-decades-old jinx and is setting the stage for the unprecedented transformation of Nigeria's oil and gas sector. 2. Under the new act, the NNPC has transformed into a limited liability company which will be formally unveiled by the President in July 2022. 3. The regulatory framework for the sector has also changed, with the establishment of A. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, and B. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NPRA, which merged the hitherto existing Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, PRA, Petroleum Equalization Fund, Management, Board PEFM, and the Midstream and Downstream divisions of the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR. 4. Historic signing ceremony, in May 2021, of the execution of Oil Mining Lease, OML, 118 agreements between NNPC Limited and its contractor partners, Shell, ExxonMobil, Total and NAOC. These agreements settled long-standing disputes that stalled development, and will unlock more than $10 billion of new deepwater investment in Nigeria. 5. The Buhari administration has declared this decade the decade of gas. 6. Construction ongoing on the 614 km Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas project, the largest domestic gas project in the country. 7. $45 million financing secured from the Islamic Development Bank for the front-end engineering design (FEED) study for the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline (NMGP) project. The agreement for the pipeline project was signed by the two countries during President Buhari's state visit to Morocco in June 2018. When completed, it will be the longest offshore pipeline in the world, and the second longest pipeline in the world, running across 13 countries, 11 of them in West Africa. 8. Successful completion of Nigeria's first marginal field bid round in almost 20 years, expected to raise in excess of $500 million, and open up a new vista of investment in oil and gas. 9. Launch of National LPG Expansion Program, including removal of VAT from the domestic pricing of LPG. 10. Financial close and signing of contract for NLNG Train 7, which will grow Nigeria's LNG production capacity by 35%. Nigeria and Morocco in 2021 signed an agreement to develop a $1.4 billion multipurpose industrial platform, ammonia and diammonium phosphate production plants, that will utilize Nigerian gas and Moroccan phosphate to produce 750,000 tons of ammonia and 1 million tons of phosphate fertilizers annually by 2025. It will be located in Ikotabasi, Akwa Ibom State. 11. Commissioning, in December 2020, of the new NPDC Integrated Gas Handling Facility in Edo State, the largest onshore LPG plant in the country, with a processing capacity of 100 million standard cubic feet of gas daily, producing 330 tons of LPG, 345 tons of propane, and 2,600 barrels of condensate daily. 12. Establishment of a $350 million Nigerian Content Intervention Fund to finance manufacturing, contracts and assets in the oil and gas industry. 13. The NNPC Limited's National Petroleum Investment Management Services, NPIMS, became, in 2022, the first government organization in West and North Africa to receive the ISO 22301-2019 certification for business continuity management from RINA. Now let's touch on his achievement in the area of financing and investment. 1. Afrexim Bank announced in January 2022 that it will assist NNPC Limited to raise $5 billion financing to support investments in Nigeria's upstream industry and facilitate expanded energy supply. Afrexim also disclosed plans to underwrite $1 billion of the total planned debt. 2. Final investment decision in January 2021 on a 10,000 tons per day methanol plant and a 500 million standard cubic feet per day gas processing plant, being promoted by the NNPC Limited and the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, in partnership with the private sector. The plant is now under construction in Odiama, Brass, Bayelsa State. 3. The Ano gas processing plant, with a processing capacity of 300 million standard cubic feet of gas, in Imo State. It is a joint venture between Seplat Petroleum Development Company and the Nigerian Gas Company, a wholly owned subsidiary of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. It also has the potential to deliver 1,200 megawatts of power when completed. 4. Comprehensive rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt Refinery, PHRC. Sign-off ceremony of engineering, procurement and construction (EPC) contract held in April 2021, marking the commencement of site handover and full mobilization to site. 5. Policy, regulatory and funding support for the establishment of modular refineries across the Niger Delta. When the administration took office in 2015, Nigeria had only one functioning modular refinery. Today there are no fewer than 6 ongoing brownfield and greenfield modular refinery projects across the Niger Delta. In 2020, President Buhari commissioned the first phase of the Walter Smith Modular Refinery in Imo State and broke ground on Phase 2, which will add 20,000 BPD processing capacity. 6. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Tuesday, December 21, 2021, handed over a symbolic check of N$621.24 billion for the rehabilitation of 21 critical roads, totaling 1,800 kilometers, across the country, through the Road Infrastructure Tax Credit Scheme under the Executive Order 7 signed by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019. Note that this does not mean that NNPC has gone into the business of constructing roads, instead it is financing the construction of roads, through its tax liabilities. 7. Launch of the Nigerian Upstream Cost Optimization Program, NUCOP, to reduce operating expenses through process enhancement and industry collaboration. The overall target is to achieve a $10 or less per barrel production cost. Thank you for listening. Please rate, review and subscribe to or follow the podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Apple, Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. See you in the next episode.